Hello, good morning. I am just going to start the meeting. I was having some issues with the audio, and I do apologize for that. This is the first time we're using Google Meets. The district is transitioning us from using Zoom to Google Meets. So I thought that this was a great way for us to get familiar with the new system and everything. But I do apologize for the delay, and I do apologize for the trouble with the audio and everything. So just gonna go ahead and start. And this meeting is going to be recorded and shared with everyone who is interested in having this volunteer training since it didn't go so well this morning. Let me just go ahead and start. I'm gonna present now. Um, okay, so volunteer training. This training is a way for you to get familiar with the procedures and everything that you need to be done. You need to do you um, before you volunteer in campus. So let's see. Okay, so let's just go ahead and get started. I did want to ask everyone how we're feeling today. I know it's a Monday and some of us feel a little sleepy. Do you just feel like meh? That's kind of like the picture in the middle, or do you feel wide awake? Um, right now at this moment, I'm feeling a little meh. Since we couldn't figure out um this presentation stuff on Google Meets, but this is all learning process, and we just had to embrace change, and we just had to get familiar with it. But that's, right now that's how I feel. But I'm sure I feel more confident in the future when we get more familiar with this system. So this is our agenda. So we're gonna go over district policy and practice, technology use, volunteer expectations, classroom management, dress code, protection and safety, volunteer responsibilities, a few frequently asked questions, and the Volley website. So we're gonna go over an example of hi. Can you hear me now? Okay, cool. So since you are here, I'm just gonna go back a little bit. We're gonna get started with the volunteer training. I did want to ask you how you feeling today. Do you feel like the first picture, the second picture, or the third picture?
The third one.
Oh, wide awake. That's good. That's good. Right now I was feeling a little bit like the second one, the man, because I couldn't figure out this Google Meets, but I'm glad that we are now able to see each other and hear each other better. So I'm just gonna go ahead and go with the agenda. So can you see my screen? Okay, good. So we're
Yes, I
gonna
can see
go
it. Thank
over.
you.
Okay, we're gonna go over district policy and practice, technology use, volunteer expectations, classroom management, dress code, protection and safety, a little bit of the responsibilities that a volunteer is supposed to be taking, and frequently asked questions. And we're gonna go over a Bali example just so you can get familiar with the website. And I did want to go ahead and go to the website so that way you can navigate and see the volunteer opportunities and how to sign up for those opportunities. So district policy and practice. So Austin ISD values parents as partners in education for all students. The district appreciates the time you give students as volunteers and knows that you want to keep all students safe. The district is committed to training all staff well in student supervision. Our volunteers will undergo an approved criminal history background check. It is available through the Bali website. It's completely free for everyone. And volunteers have to undertake this training, which is what I'm doing. And this just so you can get familiar with the responsibilities and everything. A little bit more of the district policy. You need to complete required confidentiality forms, um, criminal history background check, and they all the opportunities are approved by on the discretion of the principal. So everything can go smoothly. And the required confidentiality forms are through the Wally website, so you don't need to sign anything other than going to undertaking the Volley website procedure. Phones and technology. So it's really important that phones and personal computers are not to be used while working. It's just really important that we don't use it unless the teacher gives you permission. And another really important thing to consider is that we have a lot of students who have a not published restrictions. So we really don't want you to use your phone and take pictures because we don't really know which student is in the not published list. So there's no way for you to know which ones they are. So we just really want to prevent that. So we really discourage telephones and computer usage when you are volunteering in campus. A little bit of expectations across the campus. Our students are respectful, eager to learn, and determined to do their best, and we expect volunteers to do the same. Classroom management. Volunteers are responsible for reviewing and understanding the campus and classroom discipline expectations. If you have questions, please consult with the teacher or campus administrator. Use positive reinforcement as much as possible to promote appropriate behavior. Children should never be left unattended. If you must leave, return the student to the class and notify the office for assistance. We can most likely help you get the student back in class. Students must always move around the school with a buddy. So we never want to see any children walking by themselves. Dress code. We really want you to be respectful in the way that you present yourself, and that's all we can really ask for. So we don't really have any other dress code restrictions on that. Campus safety. So Cunningham uses an electronic scanning system to process identification badges. The scan will check any offenses related to offenses against children. Criminal background checks are required of each volunteer each year. Volunteers can complete this free service by going to the Poly website. If you see an individual in Cunningham who is not wearing an ID badge, please escort them to the front office or call the front office so we can take care of that. Um, so that's really it. I know our systems are a little wonky because we have a new system. So last year we used to work with Raptor and we had a contract with them, but this year they implemented Navigator 360, and the system is a little bit tricky to work sometimes. So even if you don't see like a tag, like a regular one with the picture, um, as long as they have something that is identifying themselves in campus, that's really what we look for. And other than that, we would, if you have any questions, if you have any hesitations, please contact us in the front office and we can take care of any individual who is not wearing a badge.
Understood. Thank you.
Okay, protection and safety. It is really important that volunteers, staff make effort to guard the privacy privacy rights of students. Please do not discuss students' conducts, grades, abilities, etc., while with anyone outside of the school district or with an unauthorized personnel within the school community. Information about students should only be discussed with district personnel who work directly with the student. Volunteer responsibilities. So be positive, be on time. Students and teachers are counting on you. Please do not park in the staff parking lot located behind the school. The best option is to use the parking beside the school or in front of the school. Always report to the front office to sign in. Bring your IDs. 90% of the time we use the IDs, or we don't use. If we really know you and you're freaking in campus, we most likely won't ask for your ID. We will just ask for your first and last, so that way we can check you in. But other than that, if you have your ID, great. If you don't, then we can work with you to check you in. If you have a question regarding students, protocols, or procedures, do not hesitate to ask the teacher or an admin person. Volunteers should not discuss what happens in classroom or personal matters with others. Volunteers should not express personal reactions nor form opinions or what they see or they hear in classrooms. Keys to smooth sailing while volunteering. You introduce yourself to students, don't assume they know who you are. Stick to the teacher's plans, instructions as closely as possible. Move around the classroom, lunchroom, playground in order to be able to observe all students while working, eating, and playing. We need your attention on the students for their safety and their well-being. Active monitoring means walking around, engaging with in student conversation, assisting with problem solving, and redirecting behaviors as needed. And if you're having trouble with the student, if you don't feel comfortable redirecting the student, please reach out to the teacher or an admin person, and we can take care of that. So you don't have to feel uncomfortable while doing so. Frequently asked questions. Can I give food or candy to regard with behavior? The answer is no. Talk with the classroom teacher about specific ways to regard students with positive behavior. What do I do if a child shares confidential information with me? It is your responsibility to keep the information confidential. Any concerns you may have about the information that a child shares with you should be reported to the classroom teacher or a school admin person. If you can come due to an illness or emergency, what should I do? Please call the front office or a teacher or another volunteer who might be able to take your place. What do I do in the event of an emergency? Call the front office using a classroom phone, or if outside, you can use your cell phone. That is completely okay if it's an emergency. What do I do when a student becomes ill? Send them to the nurse's office with a health note or and a buddy, so we don't send them by themselves. A parent arrives early to pick up a child. Do not release the child unless the office calls you. And unless we tell you that the child's going home, then then you can bring the student to us. A student is seriously misbehaving, call the front office and request assistance. Don't forget to inform the teacher in writing or in person. Just let them know what is happening with the student. Okay. Do you have any questions so far? Okay.
Nope, nope. Nah. I have a question, but I prefer that you finish and see if you cover that
Okay.
information.
Okay. Let me just finish the presentation then. So I did want to go over the Bali website, and for those of you who have not completed the background check, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna go to the Bali website, which is austinISD.bali.org, and you're gonna see this screen. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna create a volunteer account. You're gonna start filling out as needed. Your first name, last name, email address, confirm email address, your phone number, and then you're gonna create a password, and then you're gonna bypass this "I'm not a robot" part, and then you're gonna create account. So after you create the account, the screen is gonna prompt you to this page, which is manage my applications, and it's gonna prompt you to volunteer instructions. So you can see right here in the screen that this person is not quite ready to volunteer because they haven't done all the complete steps. So you're gonna click here to complete my requirements. So you're gonna click on that little that option, and then it's gonna prompt you to this page where it's gonna ask you the volunteer type. So it's just depending on the volunteer type that you're willing to do in campus. That's where you're gonna select. So, for example, there's general volunteers, there's parent caregivers, there is contractors, student ID students, anyone who is between 13 and 17 years old, and there is Ostanaise employees. So you select the type of volunteer um that you are requiring, and then you're gonna save the volunteer type. After you save, it's gonna prompt you to this page, which is the volunteer application. So this is where all your information is gonna go. So you're gonna submit again your information, first name, if you have a middle name, last name, your email, and then it's gonna ask you, are you a student of ISD? Are you a current Austin ISD parent and guardian? Are you an employee of Boston ISD? And then you're gonna click on the signature, verifying that all the information above is true. After you click, um, after you click the signature part, you're gonna click save and continue, and then it's going to prompt you to this page, which is the fan school list. So if you know for sure that you have multiple children in different campuses and you would like to volunteer in all campuses, you're going to select the campuses that you're wanting to volunteer at. So since it's us, you're going to click on find Cunningham Elementary, which is, if you scroll down you can see Cunningham Elementary. And then when you select all the schools that you're wanting, you're going to click save and continue. After you do that, this is where the volunteer confidentiality agreement is. So you have to read this part, and then after you read and you agree to all the above, you're gonna sign electronically again with your full name, your last name, and then today's date. And after you're clicking that provide the electronic signature, you're gonna save and continue. And then you're going to see on the next page, Austin the volunteer expectations and guidelines, which is basically what I talked about in the beginning of the presentation. This is just a summary of it. And then you have to electronically sign again, save and continue, and then it's going to prompt you to volunteer instructions. So this is where it tells you if you're ready to volunteer or if it's in progress. So it's really important that for some people, I hear that it's just automatically that they're clear and ready to volunteer. But for some people, you might say right here in the top, in progress. So it's just a matter of just waiting a little bit so your background information can come back. But the Bali website is really good in showing you if when you're ready. So if you can see over here, um, if the volunteer type, everything on this line, it says completed. So that means I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go to the campuses. And then as soon as you're done with this, you can contact your volunteer coordinator, which is me or Miss Swanter, and then we can direct you to the volunteer opportunities. Or also, I did want to go to the Volley website so that way you can see the volunteering opportunities and how to sign up for those. So this is just a little bit of the volunteering opportunities that we have in campus. So we do have copy day, which is twice a week. So right now we're having it once a week on Tuesdays. It's just based on the need that we had last year. But our goal is to eventually have it twice a week. So either Monday or Thursday, or it's just depending really on the volunteer that is willing to come and help out. If you tell me that maybe you want to come on Friday and from maybe from 9 to 10, I can input that into Bali so that way you can take that volunteer opportunity. But it's just depending on your availability. Of course, we want to work with you because you're willing to come in and help us out. Library help. So some of the opportunities that she has is she has the helper, she has the book fair, and she has inventory that she does throughout the school year. So Miss Lyburn has is an admin on Bali as well, so she's able to input her opportunities like yourself. But if you ever have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to Miss Library. She will direct you to the right opportunity if your interest is the library. We have picture day, we have field day, we have graduation, and we also have events with our PTA. So all of those opportunities will be on Bali, and more to come, of course. Since it's a new system, we're trying to still figure it out, and we're trying to input those opportunities as they come. So it's just a great way for you to be in the lookout for those opportunities to the World Bali website. And let me just go ahead and go to the Bali website. Um, okay. Just something else. Let me just go to the dashboard. Okay, so my dashboard is gonna look a little different than what you have, but the website is just austinISD.bali.org. My opportunities, my dashboard looks different than a regular volunteer. But what I do wanna point out is that volunteers opportunities will be on the top of the page. So as you can see over here, volunteer, you're gonna see your needs opportunities. And this is where the volunteer opportunities will be. So of course we have October library volunteers with Miss Liborn.
Sorry to interrupt,
Yes.
Kelly, but what I'm seeing is your Austin ISD dashboard, not the Bowie.
Okay. Let me see. Let me go back to it.
Okay, now I
Okay,
can
can you
see
see
it.
it now?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, thank you.
cool. So let me just go back. So my dashboard does look different because I am an admin of Bali, but you should be able to see opportunities on the top corner of it. So you're gonna click on opportunities, and this is where the opportunities will be. So of course we have library volunteers on Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays. We meet live one. And then this is where the copy help volunteering will be. So right now it's on Tuesdays, but of course, if you are wanting to undertake that opportunity, you can let me know and I can adjust the dates. Or I can just input them into Bali so that you can come and you can get credit for those hours. And we have picture day volunteering here. This is just a 1 day opportunity. You're gonna just help out as needed on the kinder pot, and then there's several shifts for it. So just pick the one that you are wanting, and we can go from there. So that we have all of these time slots available. Um, and then let me just go back. And then we have library help. And then that's pretty much all the opportunities that we have. Of course, like I mentioned, there is more to come. So please be in the lookout for those opportunities that will be right here on the Bali website. And if you are having issues with Bali, please reach out to me and I can help you navigate it. There is also a app that you can put on your phone that makes it really easy for you to track your hours and to sign up for those opportunities. I'm gonna send that flyer out in the I'm gonna that flyer is gonna be in the S'mores newsletter, and it's gonna be on the PTA group on Facebook. And I'm gonna try to pass out more flyers so that way people know that that's an opportunity that we have in the school for you to keep track of your hours. Do you have any questions that I can answer at this time?
The question that I had was precisely about what type of volunteering opportunities potentially the school could have, but you already answered that. So
Okay, cool.
no more
And of
questions.
course, if you have any questions, you can talk to me, or you can send me an email, or you can call the front office, and I can direct you to the volunteer opportunities that we have in campus. But of course, if you see any volunteer opportunities on Bali that you're interested in, definitely sign for those. And then we can go from there. Do you have any other questions?
No, not at the moment,
Okay.
Citlali. Thank you very much for the
Okay, I
information.
do. I do wanna thank you for being here on a Monday morning. And thank you so much for attending this training. This is really important so that way you know what the expectations and the safety
Mhm.
procedures that we have in campus. If you have any other questions, reach out to me. And of course, we have a volunteer coordinator that is helping me out this year.
Mhm.
Her name is Sarah Swanter. If I, for some reason, am not able to answer that question at the moment, she will direct you and she will connect you with those volunteer opportunities. But of
Okay.
course, if there's anything else, please just let me know. And this will conclude the training. Thank you so much for being here, and we'll be in touch for sure.
Okay. No, thank you. Thank you very much, and thank you for giving us the opportunity to collaborate with the school.
Thank you. Thank you. And I hope you have a great rest of your day.
Yeah, you too. Thank you. Bye
Okay.
bye.
Thank you. Bye.